Hello, friends, and welcome back to Malicious Compliance Stories. I love it when people with no valid claim whatsoever try to scare you with court, like you're going to just give them what they want despite not having a leg to stand on. But before we begin, best way to support our channel is to leave comments, like, and subscribe with the turned-on bell so you don't miss the new video every single day. Sued by Karen. I'm a tattoo artist in a private salon suite, and a hairstylist, Karen, from down the hall asked me to cover up her C-section, lap band, and skin removal surgery scars. I told her I could and that it would take more than one session because what she wanted was so large. I gave her a smoking deal and she agreed. Before we started, she signed my consent and we reviewed aftercare instructions. She was the worst client imaginable. She was late to every appointment, up to 50 minutes. She left during sessions to get snacks from the gas station, and on 2 occasions she asked me to leave my studio so she could talk on the phone privately. On top of that, she was so sensitive that I could only get about 1 to 1.5 hours of tattooing in at a time. She was so uncooperative and wasted so much time that I ended up seeing her for 6 sessions total. There was one small area that wasn't finished because she was so sensitive there that she always asked me to move to something else. However, she was so happy with the work that was done that she posted videos of it to TikTok when on vacation in June. Near the end of June, I went on a mission trip with my high school youth group students, and the day after I arrived home, July 3rd, she asked me how soon I could schedule her. I told her I wasn't available again until after school started, August 1st, but that I would reach back out when the time got closer. A week later, she texted me to say, how dare I have other clients in my studio when I told her I wasn't available to see her until August, and that she wanted half of her money back to get another artist to finish it. I gave her the reason why I was unavailable, plus those clients had been scheduled prior to going on the mission trip. I told her I wasn't giving her any refund, and I was tired of her taking advantage of me. She replied with a lot of senseless garbage, the last of which was, everyone who messes with me gets the short end of the stick. And don't worry, you'll see me again, and God sees you. Eye roll, eye roll. 9 days later, before August 1st even came around, she filed a civil claim against me seeking 9 times what she paid for the tattoo. I filed my response along with the evidence to support it. I appeared in court on Monday, and the judge immediately sent us to mediation before hearing the case. The mediator informed me that she had filed an amendment and was now asking for $2,000 more than the original claim, allegedly for even more pain and suffering. He asked her to present her case so that he could help us try to work out a settlement. She rambled on and on, lied throughout, and complained about how humiliating it was for her to have to show pictures of her half-naked body to the court. He asked me what my response was, and I stated, she has filed this claim against me because I didn't schedule another appointment for her as quickly as she wanted me to. I never refused to see her again, and I refused to give her a refund because she signed a contract that says she understands she's not entitled to any refunds whatsoever, and I showed him the signed contract. He excused me from the room, and they talked for about 20 minutes before he grabbed me to talk in another room. He said she's willing to accept half of what she's asking for, and if you agree, we will not have to go back to the courtroom. I asked him what the challenges to my defense were, and he mumbled some nonsense that made it evident he just wanted me to cave so he could move on. He didn't allow me at any time at all to tell him the details of my side of things. I felt ready to present my defense to the judge. I told the mediator I wasn't settling for anything, and he instructed me to go back to the courtroom. I returned to the courtroom, and the judge asked me if we had worked everything out, and I said, no, sir. He chuckled and said he'd help. I waited for about 10 minutes, and the judge sent someone to go retrieve the mediator and claimant so he could start the hearing. A couple minutes later, the mediator came in alone and shoved a piece of paper in my face and said that she has dismissed the claim. He told me I was free to go. I surmised that she didn't expect me to call her bluff, or she expected me to cave into settling. I think she backed out because she didn't want to have the photos of her body displayed on all those courtroom TVs. The whole thing was so aggravating, but I was slightly disappointed that I didn't get her present in the courtroom because I wanted to humiliate her. I've never met someone so entitled and self-important. I think she knew about the mediation ahead of time and thought she had a golden opportunity to get something for nothing. Bye, Karen. Edit. It's frightening to feel like you could be indebted to someone for many thousands of dollars for one slight misstep or one mouthy text. I never said I refused to see her again, which would have been one of the two main points to my defense, although that's what I was thinking and what I wanted to say in the moment. I'm glad I restrained myself from arguing with her. That's totally unlike me, LOL. This was a valuable lesson to learn about being selective with clients and work and passing on the red flags. You do not owe anyone a service or appointment just because they ask for it. And our second story. No, lady, you don't get more toilet paper than everyone else. So this was a story from the time in which everyone brought up horrendous amounts of toilet paper for no reason during the pandemic. At one point, I'd worked at the store I was shopping in, but at this point, I was not working there, and it had been over 2 years since I had worked there. So I had to get to the store extremely early and stand in line for 2 hours before they opened to get 1 pack of toilet paper, and the lucky ones of us that actually ran to the toilet paper aisle were the ones that got the big packs. Because the store only lets you have 1 pack, it doesn't matter if it was 4 rolls or 16 rolls, you only got 1 pack. So I was fortunate enough to get one of the larger packs of toilet paper. I actually did need toilet paper. It was my mother's regular shopping day, so I actually grabbed 2 packs to put in the cart. I did not live with my parents at this time, so I was walking around with the 2 packs, and they wouldn't take one of them away from you until you got to the checkout, so you could walk around the store with multiple packs in your cart, but it wasn't until you got to the register that they took the rest out. I called my mother to see if she needed toilet paper because if she did, this was her typical shopping day, I was going to do the rest of my shopping and wait for her, then hand off to her because by the time she got there, there wouldn't be any left. She told me that she had enough toilet paper and she didn't need any, so by this time the shelves were pretty bare, all that was left was basically paper towels. I heard an elderly woman on the phone sounding like she was about to cry. I even got here early, but then everybody ran. When I got to the toilet paper, there wasn't any left. I've not had any toilet paper for 2 days. This is the 3rd store I've gone to this week. This is just horrible. So of course, I not needing the toilet paper in my cart anymore, hearing this lady who looks to be about 70 about to cry on the phone because she couldn't run fast enough to get toilet paper, which is absolutely horrible. Elderly people shouldn't have to outrun other people to get freaking toilet paper. I go up to her and ask her if she's looking for any specific brand or anything, and she tells me she doesn't care what brand it is, she just needs toilet paper. So I take the other one out of my cart and give it to her. She seems so happy, but then seems sad, saying that she doesn't want to take it from someone else. I explained to her about my mother and why I had the 2nd pack and how people were only allowed to buy 1 pack anyway. She was extremely happy and basically said that I must have been sent from God to bless her and all that. But here comes the moment you've all been waiting for. After this sweet elderly woman walks off to either shop or go check out, I don't know, but she was out of my area when this happened, a woman comes walking up to my cart and starts to take the toilet paper out of it. Me, hey, what the hell do you think you're doing? Lady, getting my toilet paper. Me, that ain't your toilet paper, that's my toilet paper. Get your hands out of my damn cart. Lady, no this isn't, you're handing out toilet paper. Me, no the hell I'm not. Lady, you just gave some to that hag over there. Me, I had extra. Lady, because you work here and you're handing it out. Stop denying me toilet paper. Me, lady, I ain't worked here in 2 years. You can just go F off. I start to walk away with my cart and my toilet paper. Lady, you stupid bee. She comes walking up behind me and tries to rip it out of my cart. I swing my arm from under her and she falls on her face. Well, not really on her face, but she falls forward onto the ground. Lady, I'm going to have you charged with assault. Me, good luck. This place is covered in cameras and I wasn't the one that jumped on your cart, so have fun. I proceeded to go check out and happened to see the elderly woman checking out with her toilet paper and her other groceries. I don't even know whatever happened to that lady, but I'm glad I've never seen her again. And our next story. Blocked in a repo tow truck with my RV, preventing him from doing a repo. My next-door neighbor had recently gotten into some financial issues. He had tenants refuse to pay and trash his house. His mother has cancer, a few break-ins, and he lost his job. He doesn't have much money at the moment. He's literally living off bread and water. He doesn't spend money now for things other than repairs or absolutely necessary crap. He called the dealership to let them know of the situation. He was always early on his car payments, often paying several months in advance. He told them he'll be a bit late as he tries to get a new job and handle everything else. He has a perfect credit score. they have no reason to doubt he would not pay them back. Bank said they'd give him 3 months. Well, son of a bee, 2 weeks later I see a tow truck coming in and taking his car. I call my neighbor and he goes out and explains the situation. Tow truck driver's a jerk and doesn't care. I pull out my RV and I park it perpendicular to him. The car was parked in an alleyway, so the tow truck was stuck. He was pissed, and I told him I'd only move my RV if he agreed to unhook the car and drive off. After an hour standoff, he agrees. I think his boss told him to stand down. My neighbor thanked me. He's now hiding the car in other weird places, and he removed the tracking device in it. He called the dealership, who apologized and claimed it was a mistake. And our last story. Homeless, can't imagine staying in a living room, need hotel. My sister-in-law called me last week crying that they were getting evicted and had nowhere to go. Her father is no longer an option as she screwed him over so many times he wants nothing to do with her. She, along with her husband and 5-year-old son, are in Kansas and want to come down to Texas to stay with us until they can get back on their feet. Wanting to be a good wife, I agree, and we send them $100 we don't have to help get them down here. They rent a vehicle and tell us they're on their way. That night, they call and say the rental broke down, but the rental place can't replace it until morning and are covering a hotel room for them. Next day, she says she has to take her son to the ER because he's sick. The day after that, they decide they're going to stay in southern Kansas. That's right, they didn't even make it out of the state because her husband found a job. Not gonna lie, I was relieved until yesterday. It turns out that he had no job, and instead they were using the 4 days as a vacation to stop and see all the sights on everyone else's borrowed money. The sister-in-law calls me again, saying they really need to come down to Texas because they're out of money. We try to explain we didn't really think it was going to work out, and we already sent them the only money we had. Somehow they managed to get down to us, and we let them know they're going to have to sleep in the living room until we get the spare room cleaned out. Keep in mind we live in a single-wide trailer. This is unacceptable to the husband. He does not want to sleep in the living room. He wants us to pay for a hotel room. After he threatens to take the car and abandon his wife and child, we agree. Dear God, let them get out of our lives quickly. Edit. The only reason I'm putting up with any of this is their little boy. I'd rather deal with the crazy parents than him ending up on the side of the road. Update. We live in a very small town. Everyone knows everyone. Monday came and I awoke to 6 cop cars lined in our driveway. Turns out the husband tried to steal gas from the local gas station. We promptly kicked out the sister-in-law when she said she was staying in the relationship with the husband. So after 3 days, they're already out. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video. I'll see you in the next one.